Hey, Lincoln. I know sometimes Makai can get overshadowed with Zach and Deuce coming in. What have you thought of him this camp?
Lemon?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Not overshadowed on this field. He's been awesome. He really didn't have spring. I mean, he had 1.5 practices and got injured, and then wasn't available the rest of spring. So, in a lot of ways, we were, in some ways, kind of felt like he was brand new here for fall camp, and he's had an awesome camp. He is. We've been able to move him around position-wise. He's handled it well mentally. He stayed healthy. He's a dynamic playmaker. I don't know what's been said on the outside. He's not ever overshadowed on this field, not at all.
How has Malachi Nelson progressed this spring?
Much better. He was not super healthy during the spring, and so I mean physically it's been a 180, and I would say even mentally too. It was great for him to get the reps this spring. He wasn't. He was probably operating below 50% physical capability at that point, but we're glad that he went through it. He's glad that he went through it. It certainly made him better. The competition's made him better. Having 3 other experienced guys in the room has made him better. And it's a good room. There's a lot of conversations. Guys are competing, but they also help each other and push each other. And so yeah, much improved. I think much more confident, and certainly a high ceiling for him.
How have you seen Malik kind of continue handling that transition from running back to receiver?
He's done well. We've had a couple of guys banged up, so he's had a chance to get a lot of reps. Listen, it's when you make a position change, right? No matter how talented you are, Malik's obviously a very talented player. There's going to be a transition period, right? Like when you've never done that full time. This is not just go out there and run a route or two, right? And this is not just go out there and learn to block this one thing. Like there's a lot more to it. So he's had some really good patches. He's had some rough patches, but I do feel like for him, long term, both here and in the future, with his size and his skill set, that it makes a lot of sense.
Who stood out to you in the latest scrimmage that you had? You mentioned Zion Branch, the last one. Was there one guy in particular who stood out?
Gosh, trying to think back now. Miller really scrimmaged well at the quarterback position. He had a really strong scrimmage. Both of the young backs, Quentin and Amarian, had some really nice plays in the scrimmage. I thought they really showed up. Defensively, Taka continues to show up a lot. Without a doubt, I thought we had some really good pressure on the defensive front. Jamil and a few of those guys, doing a really nice job. There was a lot. It was a cleaner scrimmage on both sides. There was a lot of good work. It looked a lot. This looked a lot cleaner than the first scrimmage, which it should, right? Guys are making progress, and we got a chance to rep a lot of our young guys, and they needed that. So, very competitive, very back and forth. Kind of the opposite of the first scrimmage. Offense started a little faster in this scrimmage, and then the defense closed well, and the other scrimmage was kind of the opposite. So, but pretty typical of that.
What's the status of Eric, Shane, and Rajon, and just the state of that position overall, linebacker?
Yeah, all doing well. That's a couple of those guys haven't been full go the whole way. Shane got nicked up a little bit early in camp and has been limited here through the first part of camp. I think we all certainly expect him back and expect that he's going to factor in. Hard to imagine that he wouldn't. A little bit the same for Eric. Eric's been able to get a lot of good work. Hasn't missed quite as much as Shane, but obviously with missing spring, we got to get him back. Got to get him back full go, and he's close. Nobody's got anything in the serious nature. It's just a few nagging things that we need to get past. But it's been a great thing. It's been great for Mason and Taka. It's been great for Rajon. He's back full go now. It's been great for Chris Thompson. It's been great for Garrison Madden. Those guys have gotten a lot of reps, and but it is a deeper room. So you've been limited last year. I don't think the answers would have been there as strong. So. I'm sure that's a room that's going to continue to evolve as the year goes on.
You guys were pretty high on Anthony Lucas back in the spring and bringing him in as a transfer. What have you seen as far as him, not only kind of physically, his progression so far, but then just also, the suspension last year, just as far as how he fits in with the culture and that sort of thing?
He's been great. He's been a great team member. He's very involved, very personable. I've gotten to know a lot of our people really well. He's been one of our best. He's been one of our best hosts in terms of recruiting and just getting involved in a lot of things that maybe the guys don't actually have to do. He's been super, super active. Fun kid to be around, been great for the culture. He's a really talented player, and he's going to have an opportunity to have a big role for us this year.
It seems like the reviews from his teammates, especially at Attack, is ahead of the curve in terms of being a true freshman. Where do you feel like he still needs to really develop, and he maybe shows his youth?
Yeah, he's been available every practice, and he practices really, 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 really hard. And those are his strengths. He doesn't hesitate. He goes, and he's still young. Right? He makes mistakes. There are things though that you can fix, and you see the progress every day because it's important to the kid, because he does work hard, and you never have to coach that with him. And sometimes other younger guys, you're coaching the mentality along with the scheme, along with the technique, and it's all this on at once. Like Tack, it's one of those kids, we're having to coach the scheme, we're having to coach the technique, but like the mentality and effort stuff, we don't have to say nothing to him. I mean, you don't have to motivate that dude at all. He's going to walk out here ready to practice every single day. And so when they can take that off your plate, and you can zero in on those other things, you're going to progress quickly, and he's done that.
What area of the offense would you say you still have the most questions about at this point, if any?
Oh no, there's definitely some. All of it, right? I mean, it's just, it's all of this is not like, oh, you return these couple players, so it should be this, right? Like, this is a whole different mix of players, right? And individual guys here and there, that's great, but like, you got to get them to coexist and to work together and act as one. And on all three sides of the ball, that's the fight right now. Like, the narrative is all these things return, everybody thinks you just pick up where you left off, and that's could not be further from the truth. Like, it's everything's different. We got so many different faces, and so I think just the group coming together and learning to not just be a group of some talented guys, but be a group that plays very well together, and we got to close that gap there and really all three sides of the ball right now.
Thank you, Coach.